Okay, so I finally finished Their Eyes Were Watching God. This was an amazing book. I did a video about this weeks ago, just talking about my first initial thoughts on the book. I think I was like halfway through at this point. Now that I'm officially done, I have a lot to say. So I did mention previously that this is like one of the first pieces of Black feminist literature, and that when it dropped, it had people kind of in a tizzy. They were like, oh my gosh, like this is kind of scandalous. They felt like she should be writing more about civil rights and about the things that we were overcoming as a people, but she was like, no, I want to give y'all the tea on what's going on in women's lives. So essentially, this is about a young woman who was looking for the next and best thing going on in life. At a super young age, her grandma married her off to this old man, and she was like, I don't want to be with him. I don't love him. He's not cute, blah, blah, blah. And her grandma was like, look, I'm gonna kick the bucket. I need you to get with this old man who got some land. He was having her do way too much, and she was like, I'm supposed to be in the house. Like, I'm supposed to be cooking and cleaning in here, and you're supposed to be out there. So she looks for bigger and better things. Then she meets this young man. He got some money. He's very well spoken. He, has all these different connects in the big city. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna see what's going on with him. Gets married to him. Honestly, by the time she gets around to this second relationship in the book, this reminded me so much of my marriage. And honestly, for a lot of us women out there who have been married before, or maybe you were in a long-term relationship, this relationship that she has in this book parallels a lot of that. Like, you see a man, he seems to be showing all the good signs, he's got a job, he seems very personable, like all these different things, and you guys just seem to click. Then over the course of the relationship, you're like, oh my gosh, this has slowly been going downhill, and I'm just now noticing that this is a hot ass mess. So I will be giving a little bit of spoiler alert. This man does kick the bucket, and she's like, oh my God, I'm free. And so what does she do that a lot of us women have done now is like, okay, I'm out of this crazy relationship. I just kind of want something fun. I want something exciting. Like, I want somebody who's gonna be just as adventurous as me. So she starts dating this little young man, and I'm like, okay, girl, this is definitely very modern for this era of the book. So this relationship just takes so many interesting twists and turns, and you just see them navigating like an age gap, which is very interesting. I mean, I don't think they were really that much apart. I think she was like in her early 30s and he's like mid-20s, I believe. So the age gap is there, and a lot of other people are very cognizant of it, and that's like a huge theme that kind of pops up at that point in time in the book. Now, I will say I have not seen the movie, so I don't know if the movie and the book are bar for bar exactly, but I will say as far as the book goes, like, I think it was an amazing read. I think it was a very eye-opening read as somebody who is divorced and is attempting to date now, and I feel like for a lot of us women, like, this would be a very important read just to even reflect on our own lives and be like, this was something I noticed in my relationship, and I noticed it a little too late. Now, the book overall, I will say the very beginning was really hard for me to get through just because it's a lot of the AAVE, but like Southern, like old school AAVE. And so I was like, woo, like it took a lot of my mental capacity just to get through that part. And I mean, it's like hearing it wouldn't have been an issue, but reading it, like seeing AAVE on paper from like that era, is just like, it takes a little bit of mental gymnastics to get through. However, once it kind of gets into the plot, you're like, okay, like we're moving, we're rolling. You kind of see, because the book